I respect the faith of each person, but I also know that there are people who use the faith of religions to manipulate others, and I will talk about the Christian faith in a few words and the stories that trace the life of the initiator of the first religion in Europe, and it is Jesus of Nazareth, who became Christ after his death on the cross. My mother was a Catholic and my grandfather was a Christian, but the majority of the family of my parents were Catholic. I had an unofficial religious education from my mother, but I have received enough information throughout my life to know that ancient historical writings are interpreted differently in the many Western religions that originated in Europe. As for me, I'm a believer but not one practicing, so I have no religion. To begin with, I would like to say that God is the same for all monotheistic believers. There is no different God, and it is human beings who want to create a different God with a different thought. Otherwise, everyone on this earth would not have been in conflict with each other and their neighbors in the world. The message of love is universal, and this peace should be shared by all human beings around the world. In the first ancient writings, we have the first messengers like Moses, who was an important member of a people of slaves in the past in ancient Egypt. Later, Jesus appeared and upset all humanity with his message of peace and non-violence. Jesus was a guide for all the empires of the monarchy in Europe, which first caused the founding of new countries like France. In historical accounts, Jesus was described as the Son of God, and therefore, he symbolized the alliance between God and the men of this world. Jesus was described as rebellious in his youth since he criticized all the people who loved money. He destroyed the markets of the merchants of his village out of anger. Jesus treated as hypocrites any person who did not respect the message of God. After the life of Jesus, many Christians made the choice to live in poverty and sharing, while respecting the teachings of Jesus, who became the Christ for all of them. In all the European kingdoms of the past, there were monasteries where priests lived who practiced daily prayer for the intention of God each day. There were convents where single women lived, being called good sisters and daughters of God, just like the monks who were considered the sons of God, too. In all the Western religions of Europe, each Christian had a different interpretation of the teachings of Jesus, which gave rise to different practices and a different way of life. Some Christians lived in poverty with the bare minimum to live on, and others lived in wealth while distributing the necessities to the poor and fragile people in all the kingdoms of Europe of the past. All the children without parents lived with the nuns, and as adults all had the choice to live in total faith, or live an honest life in the kingdoms. I know that religious faith does not have the same meaning for everyone, but I know that the values of Western religion are composed of three major elements, which are love, respect and charity. I hope to be able to enlighten many people through this medium. Thank you all and have a good day.